So it can be positive, it can be negative, and that's negative on a small scale, but we see the damage that Hitler did. Leaders break the rules, or they make up their own. They think outside the box. Now, what do I mean when I say they break the rules? Because I don't want y'all running around campus, breaking the rules, talking about Dr. Bush at the conference said. What I mean when I say break the rules, or make up rules of their own, think outside the box. Go ahead.
Well, I guess in the case of Martin Luther King, you know, he was willing to say, okay, you know, this rule is clearly wrong, so now I have to change it, and the only way to change it is to break it, or to go against it, or speak out against it.
That's not true. And that's exactly where I was going. So thank you. I appreciate that. You break the rules, you can make up your own. You have to think outside the box. I'm going to give you an example of thinking outside the box. When I wanted to get my PhD, I'm not a good standardized test taker. I do horrible. And you had to take a test. You had to take the GRE test. And I knew it was going to be poorly. So I went to the office and I talked to someone in the graduate office. Now I got my master's degree, and 2 years had passed since I got my master's degree. And I went and I was telling her about, you know, the situation, and she says, you need to read this stuff. So she gives me all these books, you know, like coursework books. I start to read through it and I discover a loophole. Why did I discover a loophole? Because I was pursuing my healthy passion. I was trying to get this PhD. The loophole said, if you had graduated in less than 3 years, you were still an active member of the university community. Which means I did not have to apply to get into a graduate program, another graduate program. All I had to do was transfer. So although I had gotten a master's degree, all I had to do was fill out one little form, walk it over, talk to the faculty of the doctorate program that I wanted to be in, and they transferred me, although I had a master's. I didn't have to pay a fee. I didn't have to do all this stuff. I thought outside the box. I knew I didn't have the answer. I knew that if I took the test, it wasn't going to go well for me. So what did I need to do? I needed to talk to somebody. So think outside the box. How do I get this thing accomplished? How do I get out of here? And usually it has to do with who you know, who knows you. So make sure while you're here that you're talking to your advisors, that you're meeting with the administration. Because a lot of times they have resources that can help you that you may have no clue about. I mean, she's kind of like, read this. It wasn't like, what you need to do is, let me see. Maybe not, okay. She was like, read this. Because she knew the loophole existed. Leaders have vision, they have faith, they have courage, they are dreamers, and they are doers. Now this is where I want to talk about Martin Luther King. Every January, McDonald's, they're good for it. They pull out their commercial. Martin Luther King was a dreamer. Celebrate the dream, live the dream. You know what? Martin Luther King was a dreamer. That's very true. But he woke up. He woke up and he got to work. We can't live on a dream. You have the dream, and then you wake up and you do the work to accomplish the dream. So if you want to leave a legacy, you have the dream, and then you get up and do what you need to do. We can be talking about the dream forever. It's time to do something about the dream. I think that it's really interesting that since President Obama has been in office, the membership numbers of the Ku Klux Klan have been growing rapidly. This is America, and we all love each other. No, that's definitely not true. We're changing. We're definitely changing as a nation. And people are a lot more accepting, and we are a lot more inclusive. That is true. But you can't just dream. We got to get up and do it. They know the cost, and they're willing to pay for it. Martin Luther King was willing to go to jail. You all, that probably right now is not an issue. But are you willing? It's like she was talking about at lunch. You know, are you willing to give up your weekends so that you can accomplish the dream that you want to accomplish, so you can leave the legacy that you want to leave? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to pay for? And the last one is they often serve as martyr by death or experience. Now, what does that mean? We know what happened to Gandhi. We know what happened to Malcolm X. We know what happened to Martin Luther King. most of you are not going to be called to die for your medicine. You know, Oprah Winfrey, she's alive and well. We know that. I would say that she's experiencing a death now, though, as she fights this battle with, and I don't know if you all have been following this, but she's fighting this battle to make her new network successful. And they are hammering her. I mean, if you Google some of the articles lately, and sometimes it's a death of experience. And I'll give you an example. The work that I